What's going on, everybody? This video, I want to give a shout out to Millennials Team, Philosophical Gamer, Deconstructing Narcissism, Pencil Poetry. Links to all of these individual YouTuber channels will be in the description box below, and I strongly recommend y'all check out their content, check out their YouTube channel, and consider subscribing. And when you subscribe, consider hitting that notification bell so you can be notified when they drop new content. But this is an ongoing discussion around burnout, people being overworked, underpaid, just unrealistic metrics that they expect you to meet. So I bring this up because at my current job, first of all, I've been doing nonprofit work for going on 11 years. So it's been a little over 10 years now of me doing nonprofit work. 10 and a half years to be exact. Started in October of 2014. It is now May 2025. So throughout my time doing nonprofit work, it has always been, there's been very rewarding opportunities throughout the entire decade plus. I've been able to work with a lot of people from various different backgrounds, demographics. I've been able to work with people of color, Black, brown, Hispanic, Latino, Indigenous, Native American, Asian, Pacific Islander, and so forth. I've worked with people from various different age groups, right? I've worked with children, babies, infants, toddlers, young little kids to, elementary age, middle school age, high school age, young adults, adults, middle age, senior citizens, elders, what have you. And, it's definitely provided me with the opportunity to serve my community. Again, I know for me, I got into the nonprofit sector because, one, it was closely aligned to what I went to school for. I went to school, my bachelor's is in sociology with a minor in substance abuse treatment, and my master's is in social sciences. And my concentrations were, DEI. Yes, my concentrations were women, gender, human sexuality, U.S. history, and politics. So I always wanted to do political work. I did that a lot growing up as a kid, attending UAW meetings because my grandparents were heavily involved in their local unions and the Teamsters unions. So Teamster and UAW, for one, are really big in my family. And then being a part of the Democratic political party, growing up as a young person, I see myself more so as an independent, but obviously I am a leftist. So I am going to typically vote for people that are representing the Democratic Party. However, I see myself as an independent, with a very much democratic socialism, left-leaning leftist ideology and approach. But anyways, so I've had the experiences of working for nonprofits. I've also had the experiences of working for profits. I've had jobs before that were specifically your everyday for-profit institution. I actually started working in the mortgage industry in 2019, March of 2019. and I've been in that industry ever since. So when I started originally, it was for a for-profit company that I was at for basically 2 years. It is one of the major, well, at the time, and probably still is, one of the major mortgage wholesalers in the country, if not world. And I was there for basically 2 years, and I did that, and then I went back to the nonprofit sector, but a part of that nonprofit sector with a strong focus on housing, home ownership, affordable rent, sources of income, looking at ways we can expand affordable housing. We could help people who were on housing choice vouchers, whether they were at the city level, state level, or, they're receiving housing choice vouchers through Section 8, which that could be through federal dollars funneled to the state. You can also have local city municipalities that have their own housing choice voucher system that is also still heavily funded by local municipalities, but as well as the state and federal government. So I've been doing that now, and here we are 6 years later, and I just sit back and I'm like, wow, time flies by very quickly. This year marks 8 years since I graduated with my master's of arts and social sciences. And I'm saying all of this to say is you have these jobs that constantly want to talk about you needing to have years of experience, right? Gotta have years of experience. And they're preferably looking for someone that has 2 to 5 years typically. And then once you get to that 5 and up, 5 or more years of work experience, it's supposed to be even more, higher pay, better opportunities. And I think a lot of us have found out that that's not really the case. Just like how a lot of us found out that having college education doesn't really lead to decent paying jobs, long-term careers, doesn't always lead to any of that. And it's been devastating for a lot of us to find out, because, when you've been fed propaganda your entire life about the importance of your college education and how it's going to lead to good paying jobs, good paying and long-lasting careers, and it's going to give you the opportunity to become middle class if you have never been middle class, or at least maintain a middle class lifestyle if you were already born into the middle class. Everyone has different classes and privileges, and everyone has different disadvantages and underprivileges, right? But it's so wild for a lot of us to witness this, because you get the job, you got the years of experience, you've got the degrees, you've got additional certifications, you might have a combination of these things. And how did that turn out, right? Did it benefit you? Has it made life easier? Are you making the money that you want to make? Are you being paid the way you want to be paid? Are you being respected? Is this job... Excuse me, that was rude. I yawned, sorry. Is this job bringing you peace, joy? Are you fulfilled in the role that you currently have? These are questions that more and more of us are asking ourselves and each other, because people are waking up and they're seeing for themselves that a lot of these jobs that people thought were going to be careers and what have you are nothing but glorified dead-end jobs. A lot of these jobs are dead-end. They are. And you don't realize it until after the fact. And some of you still don't realize how dead-end your job is. And some of us are in denial about how dead-end our jobs are.